Greetings, friends, and welcome to another edition of Serving the Valley. This new series puts the spotlight on service organizations right here in the Cedar Valley. And it's our hope that while watching this program, you see a service organization and learn about their story. Hopefully you decide to get involved, either financially, giving and sponsoring an event, maybe attending an event, or even becoming a member of this service organization. Today, we're going to feature the Lions Club here in Cedar Falls, and joining me here in our first segment, Sandy Bennick and the president currently right now, Chief Jeff Wilson. And thank you for joining us. I know there's a lot of projects when you look around the Cedar Falls community that the Lions Club has their hand in, but it's been around for a very long time. And Sandy, let's go back to the very beginning, and if you give us just a brief history of where it all began and how it's kind of evolved over the years with the Lions Club International.
Absolutely. In 1917, Lions Club International was formed by a business leader in Chicago. His name was Melvin Jones. He brought forth to a group of people that business leaders need to get together, they need to meet, they need to learn from each other and for each other. And now 97 years later, here we are.
That's outstanding, and especially when you look at Chicago, now it's grown to Cedar Falls, but it's across the United States, isn't it?
Absolutely. One thing that we are really proud of, we've been around for 90 years. So in 1924, we started our Cedar Falls Lions Club, 4 years after International started.
That's great. And Jeff, why are you involved, and why is it great to have such a strong, rich tradition? Because when you look at the history of Cedar Falls and the leaders that made our community what it is today, you know, a lot of those were involved in service organizations like the Lions Club. And why did you decide to join 5-6 years ago?
You know, I was looking for a service organization to become a member of, and I hadn't previously been a member of any. I had attended a few, I'd done some as a guest speaker, and the Lions Club kind of attracted me to them because, quite honestly, it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of great guys there, a lot of humor, and then a lot of the good things that they've done for the community.
Sandy, I hear that word fun passed around a lot. You would agree with that?
Absolutely, absolutely. I have been a Lions member for 24 years, and I actually remember when a lot of the members here in the Cedar Valley joined, and I can truly say we have a lot of fun.
So you have a unique perspective because you've been an active member for a long time. Mm-hmm. Maybe the history of the Cedar Falls Club specifically, going back so many years, why is it fun to see new events, new objectives, it evolving over the course of time, Sandy?
I think the reason it's so fun is because we still go back to our core values of blindness. Mm-hmm. And there's so many things that can be worked around blindness and helping others, whether that is you have a person that maybe needs a cochlear plant, mm-hmm. or they just can't see and they need a large print book. There's just so many things that we can do today, technology helping out with books and things that can be easier for people to use.
And Jeff, you know, it's not just helping out Cedar Falls residents. The Lions Club has a reach outside of our community here, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, our club does a lot locally, but we also donate money outside of Cedar Falls and to the International and Iowa Lions Clubs, and they in turn, you know, support different causes all over the world, actually. And you know, to follow up a little bit on what Sandy said about the eyesight program that we have, you know, we have a camera within our club, mm-hmm. that goes to schools and does, I don't know if Sandy has the number, but it's hundreds and hundreds of kids that we check eyesight for locally.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And the results are actually amazing, the number of kids that actually it identifies that they do have some issue and that get resolved as a result of that. So that's great. You know, that's a great impact on the Cedar Valley right here in Cedar Falls.
That's great. Well, Jeff, the North Cedar Shelter Project, we talk about eyes, we talk about, you know, pancake breakfast, we talk about a lot of things. Give our viewers a little insight in this North Cedar Shelter Project. How did it come about? Why is it a project that will really benefit our community? And was it fun coming together from start to where we are now?
The North Cedar Association approached the club. They were looking for some help in putting that shelter together, and we donated $6,400 towards the materials, and another service organization, you see it on the screen, another mm-hmm. service organization actually built the shelter, so it's a great shelter there.
And that's, again, the name of the show, Serving the Valley. That is something that's going to be around for many years to come, and many people, whether they're Lions Club members, whether they're Cedar Falls residents or not, will take advantage of that. And Sandy, you look at the objectives. Each service club has certain objectives that they want to accomplish either in a given year or over the span of a long course of time. What are some objectives that the Cedar Falls Lions Club does have and goals for the year?
What we look at is being a help to our community and keeping an open mind that many things happen on a short notice, spur notice in our community. And I think about when you look back at, for example, I'm going to give you a little history.
Okay.
In 1974 to 76, the Unidome was created. We were one of the gifts of around $10,000 given to the Unidome.
Great.
And we have to keep our mind open knowing that there will be opportunities and needs within the community, and make sure that we are earmarking money for local large gifts that need to be given, like the Aquatic Center. I know that there are others and I'm forgetting.
Well, I have a list here that I could read if you
Sure.
want real quickly. This is the last 2 years' worth, and this totals $22,000 worth of donations that we've done locally. Some of them are to the Iowa Lions Club, the International Lions Club, Sturgis Youth Theater, Cedar Falls Rec Department for a basketball program, Leader Dog for the blind, Len Crafters, Iowa Lions Youth Camp, the Rec Center again. There's others here, Sturgis Falls, Historical Society, Junior Achievement, Reach Out and Read, Blue Zones. There's a whole list of local, in the last 2 years, local donations that we've made.
And that's interesting because I know you have membership dues that help pay for that, but also individuals in your club that decide to give a little extra to help support these programs, or possibly businesses sponsoring programs like this. I want to know a little bit more about Iowa Kids Site and how you're involved with it. It's an extraordinary program, especially when you look at the need that is in our community to go into schools and to work with children at a young age. To have that service is outstanding.
The Iowa Kids Site program has just been, all I can say is it's so much fun, because you get to be around children, and what could be better than being around children and improving their well-being. Basically, when we think about the Kids Site program, the program is designed where we have volunteers within our community that will take specific training on using a camera.
Okay.
The camera will actually take a picture of a child's eyes, and that camera has a way of fixating on their eyes so that we can see if there are special needs that child may have while they're young. It's so important that we're able to get to those children at a young age, between the age of 5 months and 5 years of age. That if we can get to those children that early, we're able to maybe change their path for their eyes. The picture is then sent to the University of Iowa hospitals, and they actually interpret that photo, and from there they may make a recommendation to the parent that that child actually be screened for additional need. Jeff, you had alluded to earlier, we screened last year 2,000, or actually this year, 2,000 young children, and of those young children, 5% is the average. So 100 children were referred on for additional help from their eye care.
And it's so important to, like with any health thing, catching it early and just making sure that you correct a problem before it gets worse.
Exactly. And when you talk about objectives, that is one of our objectives. When we think about what we want to be known for, it's not what we want to be known for. What we want to be known for is that one child that needed help got the help that they needed at an early detection time.
And Jeff, that's a fun program that getting to get out into the community and help with is definitely something you enjoy as well.
Absolutely.
That's great. Well, we've covered a lot in this first segment, talking about some projects that go on and talking about the rich history of the program. We've got a long way to go, though. I'll be joined with two other guests talking about other organization projects that the Lions Club is doing. Maybe you've seen it out in the community, a ballpark, maybe an event or something like that. We'll have some pictures and some more information coming up with that, and we'll be joined with you two later on in our final segment. You're watching Serving the Valley right here on Channel 15, Cedar Falls Community Television.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back to our second segment of Serving the Valley. Today we're featuring the Lions Club of the Cedar Falls area, and of course it's an outstanding service organization that needs your support. They're looking for members, they're looking for financial dollars to do the many service projects that they do in our community throughout the entire year. Joining me here in the second segment, Steve Bernard and Paul Van Gorp, thank you so much for joining us. And just talking in the first segment about the long list of either financial things that the Lions Club gives to or projects that they put on. Let's talk about baseball, and I know you're a big baseball fan.
Yeah, well, I know you have an affinity for sports too.
Very
Eric,
much
so. It's a good thing
so.
for us to talk
and
about
we talk about, especially with the children and youth of this community, why is the Lions Club giving so much for a field, and why is that important service project?
You know, our club, local Lions Club, has got a really long tradition of supporting youth programs. And Jeff mentioned a few of those earlier, whether it's a youth theater, youth camps. We sponsor recreation basketball. We offer scholarships for youth. So there's a lot of youth programs that are important to us. Kids side, obviously, a major one. Sure. But maybe the thing we're least longest tenured known for in Cedar Falls is sponsorship of youth baseball, Lions Club baseball. And in fact, over 40 years ago, I was playing Lions Club. Well, I think we called it Lions League baseball at the time, in the early 70s. And of course, at that time, I didn't know what the Lions Club was, but I knew I liked baseball and I liked getting the shirt, and it was a great time. And I've talked to people who were at the rec department prior to that, and they said even prior to that time, Lions Club was sponsoring youth baseball. Great. So that's one of the items that we've been involved in here in terms of funding the rec department a portion of their operating cost to pay for shirts and other ongoing expenses. So it's really an important thing for us to support. I got to tell you, I was out at Pfeiffer Park last week, taking some photos of the kids playing. Yeah. And I can tell we got some of them on the screen. I can tell they were having a great time, and it was a great day for baseball. And I thought, boy, what a good thing to be involved with, and the kids are having a lot of fun, and they got good coaches that are working with them. So all of that is very important to us.
Well, you can tell to have a good product, you need to, put money toward it for the fields, the maintenance, the shirts, the uniforms, and things like that. Right. And the sport of baseball, especially because it is kind of a family fun thing that you can do as well. That's a great project that you work with. Right. And Paul, let's switch gears a little bit. I like baseball. I like pancakes as well. Maybe talk about how neat it is around Sturgis Falls to be able to have a pancake breakfast, and maybe see some of the baseball players come through the line or other community members. And I heard that this past Sturgis Falls was a very big year for the pancake breakfast.
Well, it certainly was. And you might ask yourself where we get all of the funds to do these charitable gifts and baseball and kids' eyesight and so forth. And that would be from our pancake breakfasts. Okay. We have two major pancake breakfasts throughout the year, and one is at Pete Junior High School in late March. And then, of course, one with Sturgis Falls on the Sunday morning of Sturgis Falls. And as you can see on the screen there, that's some pictures of our Sturgis Falls Celebration Pancake Breakfast, and that's held in the Community Center on the parkade. And we usually end up serving about 1,000 guests at each one of our pancake breakfasts. And that's really the only two major fundraisers that we do throughout the year where the entire club is kind of called in to serve. And so other than that, of course, we do have other things that we do on the side as smaller subcommittees and so forth, serving here and there. But that's kind of the one main thing where we all come together and serve. And we have a couple other things involved with those as well. We have, with the Pete Junior High, we also do a basketball tournament for fifth graders. And so that helps as well. We get some extra mouths in there to feed with the basketball players and their parents and grandparents and so forth. And with the Sturgis Falls Parade, of course, we also have the day before, during the parade, the bicycle built for 10. So if you don't know us for our pancakes, you probably know us for our bicycle built for 10. And that was something that the late Lion Cliff Satry built, a former engineer for John Deere, built that for our club about 17, 18 years ago. And it's a bike with 10 seats and 11 wheels.
Sure.
And that's something you see in the parade every year since he put that together. And so it's a great honor for the Lions to be able to ride on that. It hasn't been an honor for me yet. I'm hoping eventually. Right now they keep me on the pancakes.
Sure.
Eventually maybe they'll move me to the bikes. So.
Well, the logistics of 10 people riding a bike at once. I've done a tandem bike before. You talk about fun. You know, riding that bike around and weaving in and out throughout the parade route. I mean, that's just as popular as any of the floats or the bands that go on it. Have you had a chance to ride on it yet?
I have ridden the bike.
Now, is there training for this, or what goes into it?
There's absolutely no training for riding the bike, but you grab on, hold on, and hopefully the key person is the person leading the bike.
Okay.
That you're on the curve. So.
And you're not going
but
up
we've
any
not had
steep
any major
hills
accidents
or
or
anything.
any problems. No, we all handle it pretty well.
Very good. Well, it's such a variety of different things. And going back to the pancake and just being able to socialize outside of normal meetings and do certain things, whether you're cooking, you're serving, you're washing dishes. Why is that rewarding to have that as an experience of all the Lions Club members, to work as a team collectively for that?
Sure. Well, you build friendships through it, and not only among members, but when you're at a pancake breakfast, you see people in the community, friends and neighbors and families. And so not only the members that you see, but the folks in the community. They're just fun environments, good atmosphere.
And these are the types of events, Paul, it sounds like they're going to be around for a long time, especially if people are going to still like playing baseball and eating pancakes and parades and things. The Lions Club, I'm sure, revisits every year. Okay, was that successful? Is this something we want to keep doing? But what goes into, you know, just deciding every single year what types of events that you want to help and do for the community?
Well, that's something we take a look at as a board of the club, and you know, we take a look at what we did support in the year prior and what was a success and maybe what wasn't, and what direction we want to go in the future. But obviously, yes, with things like pancakes, Lions baseball, the kids' eyesight programs, definitely are staples for the club, and we're going to continue those for decades to come, I'm sure. And other things, we do, you know, make smaller gifts here and there, and take votes on those, of course, and maybe change amounts or contributions or whatever. But we're always looking also for new things to support and give to, you know, new causes that arise in the Cedar Valley that we can get behind. And so it's a great joy to be able to get together and serve pancakes to 1,000 or so people on a couple Saturdays in the springtime, and then turn around and bless with that money. So
yeah, I would add to it, you know, we look for a range of projects, things that have a long-lasting benefit. You mentioned the North Cedar Shelter was mentioned earlier. We talked about baseball. There's the Lions Club field that's behind the AmVets off 18th Street that our club was instrumental in helping get that constructed about a dozen years ago. So we have short-term projects and long-term projects that we hope are around the community for many, many years.
You sound very busy, so you need members to distribute the work, so it's not a full-time job to help out with all these projects. And I know you're looking for members, just like any service organization is. What are the logistics? When do you meet? Where do you meet? What goes on at a meeting? How long is it?
Yeah,
and
sure.
I hear you have fun at those meetings.
Yeah, we absolutely do. Yeah, we meet every Monday, and we meet out at the Western Home. The Western Home folks are gracious enough to allow us to meet at their Windridge facility Mondays from noon until 1 every Monday. And typical meeting, we have lunch catered in by Hy-Vee. We have wonderful meals, and during the meal, it's a great time for camaraderie among club members. We visit, see what's going on with each other, and then we. There's a variety of things that go on in the meeting, but one of them, we always have a joke of the week. Sometimes 2 or 3 jokes of the week get told. And I got to tell you, we've got a lot of really funny members in our club. It makes it a great time. I've mentioned to the group before, sometimes I leave after lunch and I feel like I went to the comedy club over the noon hour because it's just a lot of fun.
Well, good. You can see the contact information there on screen, going to your website, phone numbers, emails. They can put you in touch with that. Yeah, it sounds like a fun use of an hour, and if you get a routine, hey, let's grab lunch, let's socialize, network, meet some new people.
Yep, and then we have a program every week as well, and we have a variety of speakers that will come in and talk about a number of things going on in the community. We have the range from the superintendent of schools, the UNI president, Coach Farley. A few weeks ago, we had the roller derby divas come in and talk to us about what's going on with their roller derby club. So a variety of entertaining presentations every week.
A variety of service projects you do and a variety of entertaining programs as well. Last question in the segment here, just, why would you encourage someone to either contact the Lions Club via email or phone, and what's the best way to become involved? If I'm watching this program and say I want to show up at a meeting, or is it better to call or send someone an email first?
Sure. Well, I would encourage you to hop on our website, cedarfallslions.com. That has a list of our membership there. And if there's somebody you know off that list, certainly give them a call, drop them an email, and say, hey, can I join you for a Monday noon for lunch and to check out the club? No cost to them, of course, and we would enjoy having them as a guest, and no strings attached. Check us out. Otherwise, that's probably the best way to do it, so you get a hands-on experience of what we do and who we are.
And finally, Steve, how special is it, to grow up playing at the Lions field as a young kid and now being able to give back and really help?
It's a neat deal for the community, and having been around here for a long time, that is really special. And like I said, going out last week and seeing those kids play brings back some pretty good memories.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for doing your part to serve the Valley and to make this a wonderful community for all. Keep up the good work, and we'll be checking in with you as the Lions Club continues to do a variety of events.
Great. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with the final segment. You won't want to miss it. Another special guest here on Serving the Valley with a focus on the Lions Club of Cedar Falls. You're watching Channel 15, Cedar Falls Community Television.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Welcome back to our final segment of Serving the Valley with a focus on the Cedar Falls Lions Club. We've learned a lot about this organization, and hopefully you found out some information that either an event that you might want to attend, a project you want to give of your money, or becoming a member. And Sandy, I turn to you. Why would someone want to become a member? Why did you become a member? Why are you recruiting and trying to get more membership? I think 75 strong is your membership right now. Why would it be outstanding to have 100 strong or 125 members of the Cedar Falls Lions Club?
We can always put you to work. There's so many volunteer opportunities within our club that we didn't even touch on today. And we just tried to pick a few of those so that you could see the wide variety of things that we do. But why you'd want to be a part of the Cedar Falls Lions Club is, frankly,
you have fun.
The fun we have.
You have a mascot, you have a lion.
Yes, we do.
And like we talked about in some of the other segments, you can come as you are. You can come to whatever events that you want to do. And Jeff, it sounds like you're doing so much in our community. Why is it important that, maybe I'm a snowbird and I'm gone for a couple months during the winter time, but you can still be an active member?
Absolutely. We actually have a lot of snowbirds that are involved in the club. You can be as involved as you want. The more members we have, the more activities we can get involved in and the more contributions we can make. But the time commitment, if you have a little time, that is great. If you want to really jump in and do a lot, you can. Some of the activities, you could be a board member, you can help in the Sturgis Parade, ride the bike for 10 like we talked about, help plan our summer picnic, road cleanup. We take Green Hill Road, and our club's responsible for keeping Green Hill Road clean. Pancakes twice a year, our Monday events, and there's just all sorts of other activities that we do, and you can be involved as much or as little as you want. So we don't anyone in the field, if they jump in, it's just going to consume them.
And it's something where you might be able to be in the lion's suit as well. That's always a possibility, right? Have you been in there
I've
before?
not been in that lion's suit for some reason.
That'd be a fun thing to be able to do, especially when we talk about involved with kids and the involvement with the community with there. Jeff, the motto is strong, and just talk about why that motto fits perfectly with what you try and accomplish with the Lions
We
Club.
serve. It's the motto that we live by. You know, we want to get involved in the activity. We're not in this for ourselves. You know, we're in it to help others. And there's a lot of good members that participate and do a lot of good things for the community.
Scholarships is important, as the Lion again is helping remind us of when you meet and different things there, but a lot of money going to local scholarships.
Absolutely. When we think about the money that we're raising, we're keeping in mind the generations forth after us. As you know, it's more difficult year after year to get those people to volunteer their time and their services. I know I grew up with a family that it was really expected that we volunteer. It soon changed to, I love to volunteer, I love to be involved.
Yeah.
And so when we look at what the future is of our club, those scholarships play right into that. They will remember they were given money from their local Lions Club, and someday when they're looking for a service organization, we're hoping that they think of a Lions Club.
And Jeff, even benefiting not too many years ago, the Parkersburg tornado, the flooding here, it's nice to give to the community in multiple ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we collected a lot of money from throughout the other Lions clubs in Iowa for the Parkersburg flooding and tornado. So there's a lot of events, you know, as we talked about, that you can get involved in.
Sandy, one final sales pitch. Someone's watching this on TV and thinking, well, I want to be involved. Why should they join the three of you as Lions here? And what's the main reason why you absolutely love being a part of this fun service group?
Well, I get to spend time with the bear, or pardon me, the lion. Sorry, I just called him the bear. The lion, and I get to enjoy the fellowship of friends that I've made over the years and make a difference in a person's life every day with the volunteering that we do.
You're truly serving, and Jeff, the same goes for you. You haven't been as involved as long as Sandy has, but currently serving as the president. I'm sure that's rewarding, helping lead this year this outstanding group of Cedar Falls citizens.
It's actually a lot of fun. I was a little nervous at first, and I thought, oh, this is a lot of responsibility. I don't want to mess it up, but it's a great group, and they help you out, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. It's very impressive of all that you do for our community, whether it's scholarships, whether it's events, whether it's physical buildings in our community. Keep up the good work. We'll check in with you in about a year and find out what you've been working on. We'll look for you at the parades. We'll eat the pancakes, and it'll be wonderful. So thanks so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for joining us here on Serving the Valley with a special emphasis on the Lions Club of Cedar Falls. I encourage you to contact them, attend a meeting, and see what you can do to help make our community a better place for all. Thank you so much for watching Serving the Valley.